Hi there. This is part of a series on accountability, and I wanted to talk about some ways, some sort of tactics that people use to avoid accountability. Um, the first one is denial, or it could even be partial denial. So there might be some piece that the person takes responsibility for. Um, Anyone that has kids knows that they use this sometimes. Did you eat the chocolate chip cookies? No, I didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. And the partial denial was like, well, I probably ate one, but not all of them. And when a kid does this, we have some room and some space, and we understand they are in process learning how to um, be in the world. They're learning accountability. They're learning how to kind of become moral human beings. So we we take this with a grain of salt, with a lot of understanding. However, when adults do this, and this happens in court all the time, this happens in families all the time. Something happens which the group all understands is not okay, and instead of acknowledging it and saying, yeah, that is something I did, there is complete or partial denial. The thing is, when adults are doing this, it's really important to understand that they have contempt for either the person that they're directing the denial at or the system itself. And when I say contempt, I mean they don't think the rules apply to them. They are above the rules. There's a grandiosity that's a part of this. And they don't feel obligated, and they don't feel any compunction to tell the truth to you. If the truth was told, then, you would be able to have a conversation. You would be all on the same page about the information. It is also a form of gaslighting. So the next tactic is called deflection, which is somebody else made me do it. And kids do this too, right? They say, oh, I wasn't gonna, I wasn't gonna drink at that party, but then, um, Jimmy said that if I didn't have a beer, he wasn't going to hang out with me anymore. So I felt coerced into the situation, which is also somewhat understandable with children, but with adults, unless there's true coercion is somebody who's really got a gun to your head. They are blackmailing you. They've kidnapped a member of your family. They're doing something to force your hand. They have total power and control over you. If there's no one else that has total power and control over you, you are making a choice to do something problematic, and it's your responsibility to take ownership of that. The last one is called diffusion. So this happens maybe in a group setting where, something problematic is going on, and some members of the group are engaging in it. And the participation as a group becomes a shield around whether this is acceptable or not. And diffusion kind of implies that people lose their kind of moral compass when they are around other people who are transgressing. And that might be somewhat true, that we might get swept along in a group. We might have sort of a momentary lapse in our judgment, but that doesn't make us any less individually responsible. I want you to have these words to use to be able to kind of understand what's happening in the public sphere, like what's happening in the country, what's happening in your community, and what's happening in your family. So everyone can have some language to talk about the tactical process involved in refusing to hold oneself to account.